Hi and welcome back. You know who I am, Beste of the Tao of Horsemanship, and you know who this is, Lovey. And today we are continuing our beginner rider series, most common mistakes beginner riders make. And in today's video, we're going to be teaching you how to steer correctly. And I will talk about why it's correct and better for the horse and better for the rider. So in our previous videos, we've been learning everything once we're on the horse for the beginner rider, everything we need, and in a sequential order. So the order is very important. Hi, Zor. All right, so they might groom each other. That's fine. I just knew Lovey was getting irritated. I love it. So we've been learning things in a sequential order. And everything that you've been learning up to this point is going to help you with steering. The most important area I want to imprint your minds about when steering your horse is visualizing a marionette. A marionette is a puppet controlled from above using wires or strings. A marionette's puppeteer is called a marionettist, or as I often refer to in a lot of my videos, especially my online courses, I refer to you as the puppeteer. You are the puppeteer controlling your horse's shoulder when you ride, and their footfall, their front end. So unlike most of what you're being taught, you would have a bit in the horse's mouth. We are bitless here. We train bitless. You are told that your hands control when it's connected to the horse's mouth or nose, that you're basically controlling their nose, their front end. That's part of it. I want you to think about how you're controlling their shoulder though. And I'm going to get on and demonstrate this. And when you're on, and I'll show all of this when I get on, how your hands, while they're connected to her nose or her mouth, they're really connected to her front end or her shoulder, her front legs. And this is the footfall of your horse. So I'll explain more when I get on. So this might be really challenging because we're not taught like this, but because I'm a working equitation instructor and I study specifically Baroque and Portuguese classical dressage, and Baroque dressage is different than a lot of classical dressage. But basically we're always riding the horse from back here, and we're developing the horse like a centaur so that we have very little contact with the horse's mouth or around their face. And that's because we've done everything we need to do to develop the hind end. So I want you to just take a look at me, and when I get on Lovey, I will be sitting like this, but I want you to just think of how I'm going to become more of the centaur. You're going to become more of the centaur when you ride. And so your bottom half from below your belly button down is your horse's hind end, including your seat is their seat. And here, the upper part of your body, your arms, are their front legs. So if I'm riding and I want my horse to become light and balanced, and I want to feel the movement come from the hind end forward versus them pulling me forward or down, then everything has to be back here. This way of learning to steer will also set you up for all of your progress and your upper level movements, most specifically your shoulder in when you ride. So you're basically learning the steps to the shoulder in. And they're all coming. They love the camera. So the key area to keep in mind when you're steering my way is not to pull your horse from side to side. Nor should you be pulling back against their mouth or their nose. Pulling creates natural opposition in our horses, meaning they will brace against the pull and they will also push through it and pull away. That's natural for them. Of course, we can undo that and teach them not to, and teach them to give to that. But you're not going to be helping their instincts if you're always pulling and dragging them around. So we'll also talk about, when I get on, I'll demonstrate it here on the ground, and I see this all the time with new riders, even people that have been riding their whole life that haven't had professional or good instruction. I've seen them when they go to steer, and I'll demonstrate this more when I'm on Lovey, they pull out or back. And so Lovey's super responsive, as you guys just saw by that light touch of the rein. But when you're riding and you go to pull out, what happens to her left shoulder? Like my leg, you're pulling that leg down. And that's how you create a horse that leans into the turns instead of goes straight into them. That's how you also create a horse that's heavier on the forehand. And every time a horse leans or drops a shoulder or is heavy on the forehand, they're also throwing you, the rider, forward and off your balance point. Back up, guys. Come on. So none of this is good for you, the rider, or the horse. You don't ever want to lose your balance point when you ride. You don't want anything to take you off of your balance point. And I want you to, the camera, to just kind of zoom in on my hands, because you're going to see that they are right above her wither, just like I've been teaching you. More importantly, I'm going to have more contact in my outside rein, and I'm going to have a little lift in my inside rein. Just a little lift. So what's happening is let's say I want to make a right turn right now. I'm going to lift my rein. Look at that. And look at my outside rein. My left hand stays quiet. But look how all I did was just lift. So what I did not do is this. I did not do this. Look at how my elbow came out. Now look at how tight. And now Lovey's dropping that inside front leg, dropping it. I am keeping the outside. That is keeping her from falling in. But let's say I didn't have any tension. What if I brought my reins over both now? I see this. Look at this. Now Lovey's pretty advanced. So she's almost doing a turn on the haunch in a square. But your horses aren't going to be balanced like Lovey. And so they're going to be falling. And how will you feel that if you're not experienced in what you see? You'll feel it by literally your whole body will be thrown to that side. You'll be thrown to that side. Out. Out. You do not mess with us. Thank you. So that's good. I want you guys to see all of this. I apologize for doing my bra straps. I want you guys to see this because we haven't been schooling in a year and a half. I mean, we have little bits here and there every 6 months when we've got a specific video, good girl, to produce, but we are going to be getting into it. We're going to be creating a new dressage arena this month where our old one was, and we're all going to be getting back in shape. So you need to see how I'm helping Lovey. Honestly, I wouldn't be doing this at the ride though. I would have spent a week or two in the free lunge, helping her really lengthen again and strengthen and get that stamina back and kind of work out all the kinks without me on her. I don't recommend it like this. But if I had done all of that and we still had some little challenges, I want to show you guys where lifting the reins comes into play so well as you're lifting those shoulders because they're so stuck, or they're stuck here or stuck here or stuck here. You're helping to break open the pole, lift those shoulders, supple her, open up her top line and her back so that she can travel. Everything's to allow this hind end to really come underneath so your horse isn't here the whole time. Good girl. I love you. Oh, you're so special. You're such a good girl. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Well, thank you. I look forward to your comments, questions, and may you always be one with your horse. Stay tuned for next week. Again, like I said earlier, where we are going to be talking about how you, the rider, can best prepare a spook on your horse. It's not about teaching your horse not to spook. Spooks are still going to happen. They happen in different degrees. You just don't want anything crazy, all right? You want to definitely have a horse that's not going to go nuts or too extreme or escalate. Yep, I gotcha. I took it off. Oh, that good girl. You need to go play now. Let's see if she'll go play with her brothers. Oh, what a good girl. They're so smart. She came right up here so I can undo the girth. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, Bibs. Go on. Go get your brothers. Well, go get them. Go get them. Go get them, love. Go get them, Scout. Go on. Go on. You don't want to leave? You know you've had a good time with your horse when you can't get him to leave you. You can go. You don't expect you to stay. I love you. Go on, sweetheart. All right, I'll let her do what she wants to do. All right, see you guys next time. Thank you.